Hello, this is Warren Tash. In preparation for our upcoming season of the Angelus Chorale, Carrie Asui Johnson and I sat down with Maestro John Sutton, and we talked about a really exciting season of choral music. So welcome once again. We're here with our maestro, John Sutton, and we're very excited to talk about the 2013-2014 year and our first season with our new choir season that we're getting excited to perform. We have a new person helping me today with the interview, Carrie Asui Johnson, and she's going to give you some perspective from her side. And once again, we'd like to welcome you, Maestro.
Thank you. It's great to be here. Great to be with both of you, Carrie and Warren.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We've talked a lot over this week coming up to it. We're really excited about so much that's going on with the choir right now. Tell us about some of that. Some of the things that you've been. Tell us about the Bach. That's our main masterwork that we're
Here we go.
doing.
Look at all those notes on the page. That sort of tells the story right
Yes.
there.
Oh yeah.
Well, Bach, we're in the Baroque period, and we've come out of the Renaissance period, and in addition to the different kinds of compositional things that were taking place with new kinds of forms, new kinds of expressions vocally, there was an explosion at this period of time in instrumental music and new instruments. In the Baroque period, we have the harpsichord moving to the clavier, moving to the pianoforte, which is the ancestor of our modern day piano. And so just in that one instrument alone, within this period of time, we see lots of progress taking place. Trumpets were being evolved, and in just a few short years, they're going to have valves for the first time that allows them to be much more agile, and the oboe, and lots of things. And so all of that to say is that during this period of time, instrumental music was really at the front of what was happening. And so Bach, more than any other Baroque composer, starts to treat the voice like an instrument. And so we see things here for the vocalist to do that typically the violins would be doing, or the oboes would be doing, or the other wind instruments and string instruments. So for the chorister, Bach is probably the most challenging music there is, just technically, for all of those notes, for all of those reasons that I just articulated, and many more.
He liked to be known as a composer, right? That's part of one of the things you taught us early on, is that he wasn't so concerned with anything more than the overall sound of the piece as a composer, correct?
Yeah, Bach was an amazing keyboard player and a composer, and he worked in a church. He taught lessons. He was an amazing musician. He comes from a line of, I think, 70-some church musicians. So it was in his blood, going all the way back to the 16th century, and long after Bach as well. But the thing that I found was that whenever their official portraits were painted, each of the city councilmen, the mayors, the important dignitaries of the particular cities, they always chose something that was symbolic. And so Bach, he could have chosen to be at the keyboard of the organ or the clavier, but by his own design, he chose a piece of music that he wanted to represent him. And this piece is kind of an important part of that legacy, because Bach had not been composing church music for quite a while. He'd been doing other kinds of things and a lot of secular music, and many of us don't really know the secular music of Bach in terms of his choral work.
I haven't even told the audience it's the Christmas Cantata, right, of Bach that we're doing?
It is the Christmas Cantata.
It's kind of somewhat unknown, but I think a lot of the themes are familiar.
They are, and you'd recognize a lot of the melodies and the expressions that the choir has. They'd fall on the ear like, oh, that sounds like something I know, and it probably is. And
some of it's jazzy and kind of rocky, kind of rock and rollish to me. I mean, some of the rhythms are.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. But Bach, he wanted to be known as a composer, and this is one of the reasons that he really kind of took up this piece, the Christmas Oratorio, which is not a Christmas oratorio like we would think of, like Handel's Messiah. It's bound together like that, but it's really 6 different cantatas that aren't meant to be performed all at once, like Messiah, can do all at once. So this is set to be performed over 6 days during the season of Christmas, and we'll be performing Cantata 1. So it's a great opportunity for people to hear what some scholars say is Bach's finest cantata work is in the Christmas Oratorio, and we'll be doing the first cantata from that, and you don't get to hear it very often, and it's going to be really an exciting, jubilant performance for our Christmas concert this year.
I'm excited to hear it already.
Yeah, you know, John, one of the things that we've been talking about a lot is that idea of providing an experience for our singers and our audiences. And one of the things I really appreciate about what we've been doing in our past concerts recently is this pairing of music between Bach and something more contemporary or more traditional. And so just what are some of your thoughts around the pairing of this concert and thinking about how are we providing that experience for our audiences?
Sure. Yeah, Carrie, I think you're right. We have to connect with our audiences, and first of all, we have to connect with the music. But then if we don't connect that music to the audience, it's like, okay, that was nice, but what does that mean for me? And you know, and more when I go to a concert, I want to feel something. I want to be moved. I want to have something to talk about after the concert. I want to feel something. I want to tap my foot. I want to have a melody to hum afterwards. So in addition to the Bach, which I think people will find not just fascinating or interesting historically, I think they will feel just overwhelmed with the beauty and the power and the joy of this particular piece of music. But again, like I said, it's sort of an unknown for many people. But the second half is filled. I've really purposely chosen music that almost everyone will know, and it's really traditional holiday music, chestnuts roasting on an open fire, the great Mel Torme classic. Oh, yeah. We'll be starting that next week. Things like O Holy Night with our tenor soloists in the choir, Silent Night, and we're actually going to invite the audience to sing with us on that piece and to join with us on that and a couple of other carols. And one of the things that's become a hallmark for us at all of our concerts is at some point we aren't up on the stage, sort of up there while the audience is down here. We're right around the audience and in the aisle so that we can make a personal connection with the music to our audience and our audience members to us. People are going to really be thrilled by the Bach, but they're also going to go away, oh, and they sung one of my favorite carols, and it's the holiday pieces, so I think it's going to be a lot of fun.